Hey everyone, and welcome to this second edition of Voices of the Apocalypse. I'm Zeke, and I'm here to save your stories from Viator. Now, I still can't say exactly how yet, but every story shared here will be saved from what's to come. Now, if you missed the first edition of Voices, you missed a hell of a broadcast. In that one, we connected with Chuck from Nevada using the ham radio, and never in a million years did I ever expect to get a story like Chuck's. You know, and he wasn't even trying to find me. He was just some guy enjoying a hobby. See, Chuck had spent 30 years looking for his kidnapped son. And he found him. 2 weeks after his son had died. You know, I heard the story firsthand directly from Chuck. And I still don't know how he survived it. But I'm so glad that he told it. It was an honest story. You know, it showed the best and the worst of us. It showed how we can persevere through pretty much anything. And I am so fucking honored that it's going to be a part of our legacy now. Now, for tonight we are going to turn to you out there in the interwebs. So I put my phone number down in the comments, and if you want your story to be saved, if you want your voice to be saved, give me a call. All right, let's pull up this phone app and let's see what we got. All right, looks like we already have our first call coming in. Hey, this is Zeke, and you're on with Voices of the Apocalypse. Who are we talking with today?
Hey, Zeke. I'm Calvin. Calvin Salvati. Are you full of shit? Some asshole getting his jollies off by building false hope in people, or are you legit?
I'm legit, Calvin. I promise. And as soon as I'm able to tell everyone, I swear to you, I will tell everyone exactly how these stories will be saved.
Talk to him, Calvin. It's important people hear it.
Okay.
So, Calvin, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
Grand Rapids. But honestly, Zeke, I really want to talk about my dad.
Yeah.
Everything I'd say about myself is because of him.
Well, yeah, sure, Calvin. We'd love to hear about him. Tell us about him.
My dad. He was a piece of shit. Now, not because he was a drinker or a screamer. He never did anything like that. But my dad was a real hard ass. He was the most closed-off person I think I've ever met. I didn't see him smile once. And not just when I was a kid, either. I never saw him smile at all. His entire life, that man didn't so much as crack a grin. I don't even know if he was capable of it. Old photos of him and my mom, no smile. He and his brothers and sisters as kids, yeah, no smile.
Yeah, he sounds like a happy guy.
Yeah. And he was a man of few words, too. He worked at a nearby car factory, and he'd often be gone most of the day. Saw him a total of maybe an hour a day, and in that hour, he'd typically say only one or two things. If they were directed at me, then I was usually in trouble for something. A toy was left out, I was in the way of the TV, I didn't eat all of my food. God forbid I got a bad grade in school.
Sounds hard.
It was. No, he never showed up for any of my baseball games, so I switched to football, and he still never showed up. In school, I focused everything I could on getting good grades. I never liked his disappointed look when he yelled at me for getting a bad one, so I did everything to do the best in school that I could. But still, despite graduating second in my class, he wasn't even there for my graduation.
Damn, I'm sorry, Calvin.
That son of a bitch never even told me that I'd done a good job. Now, he did make it to my wedding. I'll give him that. But even then, the poor bastard sat in the front row with the most morose look in the church. He looked like he was attending a funeral, not a wedding. Everything I did to try to get his approval, his acceptance. I wanted nothing more than to hear just 4 simple fucking words from him. I'm proud of you. Even after starting a company and selling it 3 years later for over $100 million, do you know what he did? Did he say he was proud or that I'd done something amazing? Nah. He came up to me and he said, I never thought you were the kind of person that was driven by money. Then he turned away from me, shaking his head. The bastard died of a heart attack a few days later. Those were the last words he ever said to me. I can still hear them ringing in my head. They'll never leave me. They'll probably be one of the last things rolling through my mind. I gave everything I ever had to try to make that man proud of me. I did everything I knew how to do to make him see me as someone worthy of carrying on his name, and I always seemed to have fallen short. After his funeral, my mother came up to me and handed me a letter. Apparently, my father had written it to me many times throughout the years, adding things along the way, and he'd had it in the will to be given to me after he died. That letter said everything I'd ever wanted to hear from him. It was over 20 handwritten pages of him telling me everything that he had never been able to tell me face to face. And he basically ended it by saying he couldn't have been prouder of me. I should have been happy. I should have been relieved. I should have probably fallen to my knees with gratitude for finally getting that from him. I wasn't. I didn't. I was angry. I don't think I've actually ever been madder in my life. All those wasted years, all of the pain and anguish he'd put me through, thinking my father didn't love me or didn't care about me. It could have all been done away with if he had just had the balls to man up and tell me to my face. I was angry because I felt my father's weakness had taken away my chance of having an actual father. He was too much of a coward to talk to me about anything. He just figured that a simple letter given to me after he died would just make all of that okay. Well, it wasn't okay. Even though they may have been his words, it wasn't the words he wrote that really mattered. It was the words he actually said. What mattered was that he never once looked me in the eyes and said, "Calvin, I love you." Instead, he wrote it down. And I'm left with him actually turning his back on me. The letter didn't matter. His actions did. It's something I'll never get. I'll never get that full closure, that full relief. But this coming event has made it so that so many others out there can. This is actually really why I wanted to call. A lot of people are going to look at Viator and fear and anger. They're looking at it with doom in their hearts. But there's a blessing being given to us with this. Despite the fact that none of us will escape, we all have the time to say everything we need to say. Everyone out there is being put on notice, and they can use that time to say the things that matter to those people that matter. They don't have to be like me or my father. You don't have to be like me or my father. Going to the end without that closure. Never really have we had this chance with such clarity and precision. There is no excuse for anyone out there to not tell the people they're proud of that they're proud of them. There's no reason not to tell someone that you love them. If you're listening and you're one of those cowards like my father, you have no reasons left not to be completely honest with those people in your life. You'll go to the end easier, and so will they. And if you truly do love and care about them, then you'll want that for them. And if you don't say those things, if you don't tell those people those things, then sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you burn in hell. Thanks, Zeke. I don't have anything else, really. If I were to say anything else, it'd take people's minds away from that, so I'll just wish you a merry apocalypse, and I'll be on my way.
Thanks, Calvin. My heart goes out to Calvin. But I think he's right. You know, even if you aren't in his or his father's situation, I mean, even if you don't know somebody who is, I think we can all take something from his story. Now, there's not a single person listening right now that doesn't have something they wish they had told to someone. I love you. I'm sorry. And this really is an unprecedented time where we know when the end is coming. There is no excuse not to say those things. Take the time. Say those things to those people that you care about. Deal with the awkwardness and the anxiousness of those kinds of conversations, because right now there is no excuse not to say those things. Right now, we all have an expiration date. Every one of us. And we all know exactly when that is. And if that date comes and goes, and you still haven't said those things, say them now. Say them before we're all expired. Thank you all so much for checking out this second edition of Voices of the Apocalypse. I'll be back to you again in 5 days' time, and at that point, we'll be turning back to the ham radio. So until then, this is Zeke, signing off for Voices of the Apocalypse, saying stay safe, stay calm, stay civilized, and merry apocalypse.